Great shots there. Thank you, Alan. It's now 6:23, and this morning all eyes they're on the Department of Justice, where multiple reports suggest former FBI Director James Comey could be indicted. So let's go live to Joe St. George. And Joe, what are the details on a possible indictment?
Well, I think it's important to remember what has happened and what hasn't happened. It's at least a possibility that the FBI director could be indicted, but there has been no formal indictment yet. I think the bigger story and why this is up in the news right now is that the clock is ticking. The testimony in question, remember, this is about whether or not if the former FBI director lied to Congress or not. The testimony in question, September 30th, 2020 is when it took place. September 30th, 2025 is next week. That's when the statute of limitations runs out. So if prosecutors are going to act, the clock is ticking here. This is all about whether or not Comey authorized a leak or not and what he said to Congress about it. Conservatives for years have been saying, wait a minute, we had some people prosecuted for lying to Congress. Some even served time in prison for lying to Congress. What about Comey here? They believe the evidence is there to at least pursue a conviction. A grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia may come to that conclusion. It may not. The reality is the former prosecutor, former U.S. attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia, according to the Washington Post, refused to prosecute because of a lack of evidence. Well, what has transpired in the last few days? President Trump has appointed a new U.S. attorney for that division of the Department of Justice, his former personal lawyer, so there's some close ties there or not. We'll be watching this story very, very carefully. Of course, all of this transpires just days after President Trump pushed the Department of Justice to prosecute some of his political foes, saying that their reputations were being hit by not acting on it. It additionally comes just days after President Trump said during a Charlie Kirk memorial in Arizona that he hates his political opponents. We'll be watching this story carefully. Again, Comey and Trump, they've had a feud for years, going all the way back to when President Trump fired Comey in 2017.
Thanks so much for keeping us updated, Joe, live in D.C.